Good evening and a very warm welcome to all of you on today's FB live session. I'm really happy to connect with you because people who follow me, people who regularly watch my conversations are the ones who believe in a holistic yet scientific approach to staying healthy. They have an understanding of beauty that says that you have to be awesome within. They understand that cellular health is the right way to be more beautiful. That is the long lasting way to be more beautiful. So welcome to this group and congratulations for having this approach, the approach of proactive, ambitious and responsible. I think these are quite great qualities to be a winner, to be successful in whatever area of life you want to be. So thank you very much for being here and introducing the topic of today, which is so relevant. Times are more stressful than ever, and there are certain conversations which are a must to have. There are certain conversations which are definitely going to help some people get relief from problems they have been annoyed with and irritated with. And one such problem which is more common than ever in the last few years is skin infections, namely fungal infections. We all know somebody who is currently suffering from fungal infection, maybe personally, or maybe we've heard of somebody, or at least most of us have seen those advertisements of fungal infection which used to keep showing up in the newspapers and the televisions. So we are all aware of fungal infections. Also, skin infections are quite common, and we all have known somebody, probably even personally, who has had skin infections. One thing you know about body skin infections, especially the itchy, irritating type, is that they do not go away quickly. So I'm sure that you kind of are oriented with this concept that they do not go away quickly, and yes, they have a chance to reoccur again and again. And this has become so true of the fungal infections that today's fungal infections are not going away very easily, and even if they go away, they keep coming back. So people get freedom from fungal infections. Yes, of course, we go to doctor and we expect to get free from certain problems. We all look for permanent solutions to problems. There are some problems like metabolic diseases which do not get permanently solved easily, but certain other problems like an infection, the fungal infection I'm talking about, ideally a fungal infection should get solved easily. So by definition, an infection is by an external organism, and because modern medicine has medicines that can kill the external organism, infections should last for a specific period, go away easily and should not come back. But I can give you number of cases that I myself have been treating. Like recently I met a guy called Manish, and Manish has changed so many doctors. I think he keeps changing doctors every month or two, because whenever he has an itchy patch or a fungal infection, typically Manish has his fungal infection in his underarm area. So then he goes to a doctor, he applies some creams, he takes some tablets, he feels absolutely okay. Only that after a few weeks the problem restarts again, and then Manish changes the doctor, goes to another doctor, starts another ointment, starts another tablet. This he goes on for a month or two, and then the problem completely goes away, and then Manish comes back with the same problem after a few weeks. So it's kind of become a vicious cycle. And when Manish came to me, he had already visited a lot of doctors, and he had a complaint that everybody could give him some kind of relief, but nobody could give him long lasting relief. When I probed further, I realized that Manish, before going to the doctor, had also spoken to a pharmacy guy. He had himself gone to a medical store and he had complained about itching in his underarm area, and he had taken some medicine that the chemist had recommended to him. So then he did confess that he was guilty of self-medication for a few weeks before he went to a doctor. And do you know what? The self-medication also worked. But then the minute he stopped it, after a few weeks, the problem restarted again. In fact, I must tell you that the problem didn't just restart again. The problem was only getting more and more intense, more and more. It was spreading more, it was itching more, it was annoying more. So the problem was only increasing with every time it came back. So here we all need to learn. I am sharing Manish's story because I want a lot of people to understand that this pattern that they follow, especially when it comes to resistant infections or any kind of resistant medical problems, that generally these problems are chronic. These problems have a slow onset, because of which the person is bothered, the person is annoyed, but the person is able to manage without going to a doctor. Typically this happens with skin allergies and infections, that the first time they come up, for a few days it's just some kind of an irritating patch that keeps annoying you. Other than that, it doesn't really affect you very badly. So a lot of people feel it's perfectly okay to self-medicate. It is perfectly okay to use what another friend has used. And believe me, this can be one of the major reasons why these infections have become so widespread and difficult to treat. So here I would like to introduce you to a concept called as resistance to medicines. I will simplify this concept for you as much as possible, but I think once I explain this concept to you, it will help you take more responsible decisions. There is a concept in medicine called as acclimatization. Acclimatization as a concept says that if you use something for a prolonged period of time and you use it indiscriminately, yes, the word is indiscriminately, if you use it without a proper understanding, the proper dosage, the body might develop resistance to the medicine. The fungus in this case, or any organism, might just stop responding to that medicine, because now, because of indiscriminate use of that medicine, the body has kind of become friends with that medicine. So please do not self-medicate. Though I do have a lot of conversation where I tell you the best practices, and today also I will be telling you the best practices. I will be telling you 5 things that are major mistakes that people are doing when it comes to treating their infections, because of which they are not able to get freedom from their infections. So I am going to be telling you 5 best practices, but it comes with a disclaimer, and the disclaimer is that these practices are being shared with you. These practices are being simplified and being shared with you in the form of action steps, but yet I do not want you to self-medicate. There are experts who are just a call away. Even in the times of Corona, most of my friends, yes, me too, have been working relentlessly, have been available, in fact, even longer than the working hours. We are working this time all round the clock. I think every time somebody reaches out to us on social media, which probably is, I would say, something as bizarre as 24/7, every time I see the social media and every time there is somebody who has a concern, I think I at least offer some basic kind of assistance to that person. I definitely share some scientific answer to that person and make that person's life as simple as possible, whatever is possible, over a conversation on Facebook Messenger also. So that's the approach most doctors have today. everybody is more than willing to guide you. Yes, it may not be able to write a prescription for you. If you ask a question on chat, that might require some photographs, that might require an understanding of your age, whether you're diabetic, whether you have any other concerns, whether you're planning a pregnancy, and so many other things. But beyond that, help is available willingly from doctors all over the world. So here I just share a message, and a heartfelt message, that please do not self-medicate, because self-medication can many times cause more harm than good. Every time you self-medicate, the body might partially heal. So it might be a partial healing, and a part of the problem might still be a part of the system. And if you continue some kind of, a partial kind of a healing, I definitely tell you that later on your body is going to get resistant to most of these medicines, and the resistance to these medicines is going to not just cost a few of us, because a few of us self-medicate today. Overall, most of us have to use higher antibiotics today. The situation has so become that most of us have to use higher antibiotics even for smaller problems, because most of the viruses, most of the bacteria have mutated, most of the funguses have taken different forms, and they are becoming more resistant than ever. So that was a small message, and now coming to the meat of the topic, where I will be sharing 5 things that people are not doing right, because of which they are not able to get freedom against their fungal infections. So Sumit, thank you very much, and I'm glad to see you. I'm really glad to see you, and thank you for your kind words, and thank you for your support always. Please share this video if you think it can add value to somebody. Fungal infections are more rampant than you think, and unfortunately most people are only self-medicating. I really don't know the reason why they choose to self-medicate, why people believe that it's just okay to use a cream somebody else has been using, why they take their skin so casually. Skin is the largest organ of the body, and skin is so influenced by your hormones, your nutrition, your metabolic problems, and even then people do not pay any attention to this and think that, oh, it's just a skin infection and any cream should just make it all right. So please do not do that. It could cause more harm than good. Now coming to the topic of fungal infections, the first point that I would like you to know, that if you have a fungal infection, please treat it for a very long time. Do not treat it only till the symptoms are there or the symptoms disappear. There is something called as a fungistatic and a fungicidal. So I do not want to overwhelm you with technology. I promise to keep it simple, but here when I use the term fungistatic, it only stops the activity of the fungus. So the activity of the fungus is stopped, and the itching or the lesion, the eruption stops, and you think now the problem is solved. But your problem might not be solved even when the itching stops, even when the rash goes away. The problem might still be there in the deeper layers of the skin, and so along with the fungistatic, you might need a fungicidal too. So here the message I want to send you, after giving you some complicated terminologies, are when you have a fungal infection, you got to continue treating it long after the symptoms are gone. This is the most common mistake many people are doing, that they only treat the problem till they feel the symptoms, and when the symptoms are gone, they are not aware that the problem is still there. The problem has only been suppressed. It is now not showing symptoms, but the cause of the problem is still in the skin. And when you stop the medication abruptly without the doctor telling you to stop medication, the problem might just resurface again after a couple of days. So a lot of friends have been telling me, my personal experience has also been that many times you need to use these medicines for even more than 3 months. So almost 3 months is the time that you need to use medicines if you develop a fungal infection. Most of the times in as little as 3 weeks, the infection goes away. The person is very, very happy. But like I spoke about, Manish, most people stop their treatment the minute they stop seeing symptoms. So only as long as something external is irritating them, they think they should pay attention. But many times something may be brewing inside, and that's equally important. So do not stop medicines till the doctor tells you. So I think we have 2 points that we have covered. One is, do not self-medicate. One size does not fit all. It may all seem very, very simple. You may show a fungal infection lesion, you may show a skin eruption to somebody, and somebody else may tell you मुझे भी exactly same था, but not necessary कि उसको exactly same था. Many things look very similar, but they are not. In fact, all skin eruptions look more or less similar, but then it takes a trained eye, it takes years of understanding to say that one is different from the other. So let an expert treat your eruption. Second, what I told you is, let an expert decide when you need to stop the medication. Even if you have gone to the doctor and your doctor has given you 1 month prescription of medication, and after 1 month you have seen a significant improvement, your symptoms have vanished, unless your doctor has specifically asked you to stop the treatment after 1 month, please do not stop the treatment. In these days, especially depending on the season, depending on your general health, depending on how much you sweat, it is common that a fungal infection might need treatment for 3 months or more. So stop your treatment for fungal infections when your doctor tells you specifically that now you can stop the medication. Another thing I would like to tell you is, you might have to use a soap that contains antifungals. You might have to keep your dandruff under check. So there are, one pocket of fungus might be gone away, but then there may be certain other pockets in your body which are where the fungus is still hiding, and when it finds the right environment, when it finds that there is no medicine now being used, now I don't have any threat, it might resurface again. So even if you have a fungal infection in one part of your body, commonly people have fungal infection in their thigh area, underarm area, around the chest area, but I would recommend that you use an antifungal body wash or an antifungal soap for a few days. Also make sure that fungus can stay on the clothes. So also make sure that washing the clothes separately using warm water if needed. Now I have to talk about all these things because the fungus has become so resistant, and just increasing the dose of the medication is not going to be the only solution. Even if newer antifungals are being introduced in the market, I think if you want to cure any skin condition, any hair condition, any sickness on the whole, your approach has to be holistic. So I think you all need to understand that though you might just want to tell somebody ki, okay, give me some medicine, I will apply whatever medicine, I don't mind even if it is expensive. So I'm sharing this because this is the kind of conversations people have with me कि मुझे ऑइंटमेंट बता दो, मुझे टैबलेट बता दो, एक्सपेंसिव होगा तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बेस्ट वाला बता दो, बट देन डू नॉट tell me what to do and what not to do. Do not give me a long list of do's and don'ts. This is the kind of conversation I definitely see. A lot of business owners, a lot of very busy business owners tell me that, doctor, please don't give me a long list of do's and don'ts. So of course I am a busy person too, and I cannot keep pampering myself towards the day. I totally understand. So I am sensitive that I am not going to give you a long list of do's and don'ts, but then there is something that I will have to tell you to take responsibility of. So do not expect that you will not take any responsibility and just the medicine will get rid of all your health problems. You will have to proactively do the right thing. You will have to make sure that you are healthy at a cellular level, and this too is very, very important for those people who have recurrent fungal infections. So one must always be careful that they are wearing the right kind of clothes. They are not letting sweat to accumulate in certain parts. They are eating right. In fact, a very high sugar diet, high processed food diets, these things, we all know that if there is high sugar in the blood, if a lot of junk food is consumed, we have all heard this, that this is going to increase your skin infections. And this is more true than you think. You have probably heard it, but then most of us, even though we hear a lot of things, we know a lot of things, but unfortunately when we take decisions, we do what feels good to us, what suits us. So unfortunately, more and more people, I feel, are saying, I don't care, let me do what I like, I will deal with the consequences. But yes, you have a right to do what you like, but then you have to be aware that unless you live mindfully, if you go overboard, if you are an extremist in all the areas without thinking, sometimes the consequences are really irritating. So do not wait for any kind of wake up call. A lot of people who have fungal infections and are not able to control their skin infections later on realize that their insulin is high, they are pre-diabetic, they get into diabetes. You might know that most people who have these fungal infections also are overweight, they have central obesity. So once you get into the basics and try to understand what are the kind of people who keep getting recurrent infections, you definitely can see a pattern. You definitely can see people who are not very careful about their diet, who are not very careful about some kind of daily exercise. There are people who live in high stress conditions where itching becomes a part of the stressor of life. So I would definitely say that if you have a recurrent fungal infection, somewhere it is a message to you that you need some kind of changes in the lifestyle. I strongly recommend vitamins. I strongly recommend antioxidants. I have done several videos on antioxidants. I think if you haven't watched a video on antioxidant, or you don't have a lot of clarity about antioxidant, I think you must go and watch that video on my YouTube channel. I would request you to visit Skin Sense, my YouTube channel, which has over 300 videos. In fact, tomorrow on my YouTube channel, I am planning to release a video about beauty boosters, oral supplements and beauty boosters, and I think that's a beautiful conversation that I recorded just today, and I will be releasing that tomorrow. So if you haven't yet seen my YouTube channel, and through this conversation, if you think there was some learning, I think you will like my YouTube channel too, and I will request you to watch and to subscribe if you connect to it. And I would finally want to tell you that my message to you is also control your dandruff, control your diet, complete the complete regime of the complete regime given to you. Don't abandon the treatment in between. Make sure that the complete fungus is eliminated. Do not stop when the symptom stops. Do not self-medicate, because you might think that, okay, let me self-medicate. If it works for me, great. If it doesn't work for me, then I'll go to a doctor. Simple, no, not that simple. When you self-medicate, you kind of create resistance to certain ointments. If you've already used an ointment indiscriminately and then you come to me, like Prabha had already used 3 antifungal ointments on her own without consulting a doctor, and when nothing worked and she came to me, she did share with me, she showed me the pictures of the ointment she had used, and because she had already used very high ointments and not seen the results, now I had no choice but to give her an ointment which was even above that, because she had already used up certain basic medicines. If she had come to me, I could have suggested a proper regime, and I could have made sure that even with those basic medicines she could have got results. But since she had self-medicated and created a kind of resistance against them, I had no choice but to use higher antifungals. So I hope you got the gist of what I am saying. And the 5th is, please do not indiscriminately use steroids. There are steroid creams easily available everywhere. Yes, they are wonderful creams and they have their own value in the society. So yes, steroids are used by all doctors. Steroids are regularly used by me too. I think in one day of practice of every skin doctor, you speak to any skin doctor and ask them that do you need to use a steroid every day? The skin doctor will tell you, yeah, most of the days I am prescribing an oral steroid or an ointment steroid or a steroid shampoo. So steroids have their own place in dermatology. I am not refuting that they are magic drugs, but they are not meant to be used indiscriminately. There is a science to be understood when you use a steroid. There's a particular dose of steroid, there's a particular number of days the steroid is used, there is a particular time the steroid has to be stopped using. But then since steroids are so cheaply available and they're so magical in the kind of results they give, unfortunately people are using them indiscriminately. I see most people with fungal infections show me tubes they have used that they say give them temporary relief, in fact give them magical temporary relief, and these tubes contain steroids. So I strongly want to tell you that if you are using a steroid without a medical prescription or longer duration than the doctor has told you to use it, please do not. It will cause you more harm than good. I think this was quite a heavy conversation with lot of gyan given to you, but then it pains me, it honestly pains me to see so many patients struggling with getting freedom from fungal infections and so many doctors coming together and breaking their head and trying to find a simpler way to help people with fungal infections. So thank you very much.